what legal system does AI have to work by? Is there like a legal, like we have laws like in the world, right? Like in the human world.
Yeah. So I think we will certainly need a legal or a policy framework for AI. One example that we've been thinking about a lot, this is like maybe not quite what you're asking. This is like a very human-centric version of that question. People talk about the most personal shit in their lives to ChatGPT. It's, people use it, young people especially, like use it as a therapist, a life coach, having these relationship problems. What should I do? And right now, if you talk to a therapist or a lawyer or a doctor about those problems, there's like legal privilege for it. There's doctor-patient confidentiality, there's legal confidentiality, whatever. And we haven't figured that out yet for when you talk to ChatGPT. So if you go talk to ChatGPT about your most sensitive stuff and then there's like a lawsuit or whatever, like we could be required to produce that. And I think that's very screwed up. I think we should have like the same concept of privacy for your conversations with AI that we do with a therapist or whatever. And no one had to think about that even a year ago. And now I think it's this huge issue of like, how are we going to treat the laws around this?
Well, do you think there should be like kind of like a slowing things down before we move there kind of? Cause yeah, that is kind of wild. It's one of the reasons I get scared sometimes to use certain AI stuff because, I don't know how much personal information I want to put in cause I don't know who's going to have it.
I think we need this point addressed with some urgency. And the policymakers I've talked to about it, like broadly agree. It's new and now we got to do it quickly. Do you talk to ChatGPT?
I don't talk to it that much.
Because of this?
I think it is. It's because it's like.
I think it makes sense.
To not talk to ChatGPT.
No. To like really want the privacy clarity before you use it a lot.
Yeah.
Like the legal clarity.
Yeah, it's scary. And it's like, well, how long does it take lawmakers to come up with that? And then it feels like it's moving so fast that it's like, it doesn't even matter. That sometimes it's like, it doesn't even really matter. It's like, are we even waiting for the laws to be put around this or what's going on? Does it feel like it's moving too fast for you sometimes?
The last few months have felt.
Because I don't know if you know, rich people, a new thing rich people are doing is more Thanksgivings. That's when shit's getting weird. When rich people's having extra Thanksgivings and everybody else out here fist fighting at the Popeyes. Everybody else out here giving birth at Arby's, and rich people out here.
Have you ever heard about dolphin births?
Mm-mm.
People can give birth and the dolphins deliver your baby for you.
What do you mean?
You've never heard of that?
How could I ever heard of it? Because it's not even something.
No, it is something. I promise you.
What are you saying? Like a midwife that's a dolphin?
Yes.
And where do you do it? In the deep end or whatever? Was this at a Hampton Inn? This isn't that thing that happened in outside of Waco, was it?
It could have been. No, I think it's a thing. It's an option.
It's an option at SeaWorld?
No. Look, it's a real thing.
I've never seen this. Oh my God, that thing's a pervert,
they
dude.
help you get it. No.
That woman's married. Somebody tell that dolphin. If my baby is born, I'm not giving it to a fucking dolphin, dude, for even 30 seconds. What if it swims off with it?
That's a crazy thought. No, I think you have to do it.
But then you're like, oh, it didn't work or what? Like, how are you going to tell your wife?
Your baby? Or it just eats your baby?
They said it's therapeutic. You know what's also therapeutic? Taking the child home safely and feeding him and probably homeschooling him and making sure that your home is protected with a Ring camera.
I remember when I was young, when I was a child, they had preschool. And my mom said point blank, you want to go to preschool? And I said, do I have to go? She said, no. And I said, well, let me up in that bitch. Let me see what they doing in that bitch down. Let me see what they doing in that bitch down, Mom. And I went in and they wasn't doing much. They let anybody in preschool. Now, college is different. You got to test to get into it. But for preschool, you just got to have some MF drop you off before 7 a.m. That was the only, that was the ACT. That was it. Could you get out of a station wagon before 7 a.m.? Then you qualify. And people would sit there and they had one television. They played different cartoons on it. They played gummy bears on it. And now it's a damn sugar treat. When I was young, gummy bears was a damn, hell, it was a fucking program. As a child, you thought maybe you might meet them one day in the woods.
Oh, you can have Celsius? Oh, hell yeah. Have you ever had so much you're just like, I'm out of here?
I like Kool-Aid man myself through.
Yeah, sorry. They're great or whatever. Why did all those cartoons just break down walls and furniture? Dude, the guys had one cup of Kool-Aid and I've been looking at the polls recently.
Yeah.
And especially at
hear you.
Kalshi as a place where I look at them.
Okay. This is this the betting market stuff?
Yeah, they're a website
Okay.
and an app where people can bet money on regular happenings like
Yep.
in society,
Yep.
like not just political stuff, anything from like politics to entertainment. And I think it's a good tracker in a capitalistic society because it's people putting their money down, right?
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
right.
what do you think of polls that are out there these days? Do you guys follow these polls? Is that real stuff to you? Like,
Not really, man. I mean, I can, you shouldn't trust polls, whether they're good for us or bad for us. And here's the reason you shouldn't trust polls. 10 years ago, every 10th person you called to do a poll would answer. Now it's about 1 in 30 people. Okay. If you're like my family, if somebody called them a stranger and said, who are you going to vote for? They would say F you and hang up the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So the reason the polls have gotten so bad is because Trump voters are less likely to answer pollster questions and Kamala Harris voters are much more likely to answer pollster questions. So it's very hard to get an accurate sample.
but do
Now,
you just believe that or you're just saying that?
I actually believe that. You know, I ran for Senate. There were all these public polls that say, you know, the race was tied or maybe we'd even lose by a few points. And the pollster that I had, he's actually Trump's pollster too. And he's a very smart guy. And he said, look, the reason these polls are wrong is because they're not reaching voters who don't like to answer polls. And those voters are going heavily for you. So I said, okay.